Welcome back to the channel, guys. This video is for you Cadillac owners out there or potential Cadillac owners to be. Brand new 2026 Escalade V standing behind me, shipped across the country from Georgia for our Stage 4 performance package. Over 200 rear wheel horsepower gain from factory, and the car still drives like stock. It sounds amazing. Let's pop the hood and I'll show you what we did to achieve these goals.
Experience the thrill of unrivaled performance. Our team of experts takes your ride to the next level. From horsepower gains to custom enhancements, we deliver results. Late Model Racecraft. We talking or we racing?
All right, so this is a returning customer. We've built him, I think 2 or 3 cars. This is the 3rd or 4th car we've built him now. The last one was a Le Monster Edition CT5V. Turned out phenomenal. Again, a nice fun street / weekend car. We also built him, I think it was one of the Firebirds, right, Jason? Mm-hmm. More of a race / car show car for the weekends. This is gonna be more for his daily driver. He wants it to sound good. He wants the performance, but is actually gonna drive it. I'll say more than the other vehicles that are more of weekend toys. So again, this customer is cool as shit, wants the performance. Didn't start with a Stage 1 or Stage 2, just said screw it, I want the Stage 4, but he does want the stealth cam. He wants it to still drive literally like stock, a little bit more sound, doesn't want the chop at idle, just wants the performance and the louder exhaust sound from the header. So again, our Stage 4 package, guys, y'all can see, you pop the hood, big SMB cold air induction system. We run a larger throttle body. Y'all can see we have our custom made cast elbow because we open up the Supercharger so much from the port work from Greg at Kong Performance. The only way to make the rig real power out of that is from adding this elbow with the larger throttle body on it. The port work, again, fully done by Greg. Depending on the octane, if y'all have watched my videos before in the past, determines on how fast we spin the Supercharger. So again, guys, the lower balancer on this one is still factory, but we do have an aftermarket Supercharger pulley, again, to get the blower speed where we want it to be safe on, for this car, 93 octane. As always, American Racing headers, high flow cats, factory muffler, and then we also have a custom breather that we have on this car, which you can't even see. It vents off of each valve cover, and it sits on the side, so it vents outside the vehicle so you have no fumes inside. The crankcase pressure, what that does, guys, the breather is to relieve all crankcase pressure from the boost, so you don't have to worry about a front seal pushing out or rear main seal pushing out. Again, this car isn't boosted a lot. It's not like we're making 20 pounds of boost with it, but it's just something that we do here to keep these engines safe and reliable for the customers, for them if they are drag racing this thing every day or beating the hell out of it every day. We want to make sure and ensure that there are no issues with these vehicles. This thing is a brand new 2026. I think it has, was it 2,000 miles on the odometer, I believe. Absolutely gorgeous car. It is lowered just a little bit, which the way it's sitting right now, you can adjust the ride height because these things have airbags in them, so you can make this thing look really slammed when you want to. When you're driving down the road, you can hit the button and raise it up as well. So again, from the outside, it looks all factory with the factory mufflers in the back. And I'll start it up now. I want you to hear this thing when I have the camshaft selection on this one. We did go, again, not every car we build gets the exact same camshaft. This is just another perfect example of that. His CT5V was a manual transmission, and he also wanted we'll call it like a Stage 1 cam. He didn't want it to be rocking and shaking crazy, he wanted to drive nice. So we gave him, you could hear the cam just a little bit at idle, not much. This one, because it's an automatic in park, and then when it's in drive, in my opinion, it does idle smooth, but for us gearheads, again, maybe the 1%ers out there will know it might have a camshaft in it. But let me start it, let me know what you guys think. Comment below, if y'all heard this thing at a stoplight, would you think it had a camshaft in it or not? I'll have the exhaust closed, and then I'll open it and go back and forth so y'all can see. It idles so smooth, I absolutely love it. Just like a stock vehicle. one too. So depending on what your goals are, what your needs are, the cam selection is a priority of how we make the car sound and drive. And even though it still has what y'all heard, like a stealth cam, in my opinion, again, comment below, let me know if y'all could hear that thing chopping at idle at all with the exhaust open or closed. But even with it being a so-called stealth cam, still picked up over 200 rear wheel horsepower gain. This one made right at 750 wheel, over 650 rear wheel torque. Absolutely sick. So I'm gonna hop in it now. I'm gonna do a quick 0 to 60s and have some fun to show you guys how well this thing launches and how well it shifts after we completely tune the transmission as well. Not only do we do the ECM on these vehicles, a lot of people around the country build these cars and they don't tune the transmissions, they just do the ECM. Here we do the ECM and TCM on every build that we do. Guys, those of you that don't know, 2026s, if y'all can see here, you can open all doors and close all doors from a touch of a button. Is that sick or what?
Yeah.
These things are ridiculous, man. They're so sick. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. So, you know what I mean? Someone pulls up, oh, pick up your buddies. Yeah, go ahead and hop in. Chuck, get the hell out of here. Shut the door. Sorry,
That's
Chuck,
crazy.
you're not coming.
That's crazy.
All right, so right now I have it in normal touring mode. Traction control, everything is on. We're gonna go ahead and hit this V button, put it in V mode, or you can also change the modes over here, which is pretty cool. You hit this button, watch. So we can go from sport, snow, ice, tow, my modes. You can adjust that to whatever you want. Back to touring, and then V is essentially like race mode. It puts everything on the high settings. And also you have, these things have airbags in them. For those of you that don't know that are watching, we can raise it and lower the vehicle with these two buttons here while you're sitting or while you're driving. And you can also have it for each mode. If you go to a certain mode, it will either raise up or lower depending on what you have it set at. Obviously, when you put the car in park, most people have it where it goes all the way down as low as possible, make it easier to get in and out of the vehicle, of course, right? So let's go back, put it in V mode, which puts everything in sport for steering, suspension, brake, engine sound, all-wheel drive, and then engine and shift, which we tune all the transmissions, so it doesn't matter. And then let's also, what else was I gonna do? Ride height, suspension, transport. You can put it in valet mode. There's so many different things you can do to these things to keep them safe. So when you do drop your vehicle off, like somewhere at a restaurant, you can set it so it doesn't do anything crazy. You also have it so it records, so everything's being recorded when you drop it off in valet mode, which makes it absolutely sick too. Let's leave traction control and everything on like the customer would when he's just driving it. See how it's showing it? I'm trying to lower a little bit right now.
Does like the suspension move while you're driving?
Yes.
To adjust for stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
It's sick. These things are, they ride so nice. All right, so we're gonna leave it in drive first. Again, with traction control on, so because of that, it will pull timing when we launch this thing to keep it from the tires spinning, because it will try to spin the tires just a little bit in first gear, even though it is all-wheel drive. These things are incredible. And then after that, we'll do something else. But let's try just, again, stoplight to stoplight, your normal customer. Everything's on like it would be. Yeah, let's watch it. I'll rev it up to usually around 1,500, almost 2,000. Traction control on for the first like 20-30 feet, it didn't launch as hard because it's trying to keep the tires hooked up to the ground, right? If I turn traction control off, it'll launch a little bit harder than that. But shift points sounded excellent. Man, that was nice. Not too bad for a heavy ass SUV, huh?
This thing moves.
And
I'd be scared to floor it.
So also, we tune these things. Most customers with SUVs are not roll racing, but in case they want to roll race, we can hit this button here, put it in manual mode.
Mm-hmm.
So put it in whatever gear we want. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
And then in manual mode, we tune it so it will auto upshift all by itself. Watch this. So first, tell me that's not sick. So you don't have to worry about looking at the tack, hitting the tap up button.
Mm-hmm.
You just drop it in what gear you want, be at the right RPM, someone pulls up next to you, stab it, and it will shift all by itself, just like that.
It's pretty cool.
So same thing, let's leave it in, put it back in manual mode. It tells you what gear you're in right here. You see it?
Yep.
You see M1?
Yep.
So again, act like we're just cruising. Someone pulls up next to us, get at the right RPM. Golly. Tell me that's not awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It handles so good.
It doesn't feel like heavy at all. Whenever you're turning and stuff like that, you feel glued to the ground.
Just making like this, right? And then you can simply just put it back in M, and it automatically shifts all by itself for normal cruising. Dude, these things rip. Again, all-wheel drive. They did. It's over 100 degrees out here today, guys. I know it shows 87 right there, but that is not right. That is not right at the moment. It hasn't been sitting outside long enough. We just got this thing washed, but it was like 90. I think it was like what 98 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I
ridiculous.
think the heat index is like 104 or 106 or something.
But it shows you guys, even in this crazy Texas, Houston heat, you can still hop in these cars, beat on them every single day with 93 octane in it and have fun. It's a blast. So again, someone pulls up next to us. Just really? Get a little bit of burble to keep it in the gear.
Mm-hmm.
On the downshift. Some customers love crazy burble, some just want a little bit. This one, I'm gonna say it's just a little bit. We didn't go crazy with it because he doesn't want that. He wanted the stealth cam, he wants it to drive nice, wants it to idle nice and smooth so you come to a stop. This thing's not chopping like crazy at idle, it's not shaking us. It still feels like a stock vehicle should. But then when you want the horsepower, you got it.
So the difference between like the stealth cam and just like the stock cam, is that like the lift part or the duration?
This cam's still more duration, more lift, but the lobe separation is
LSA,
what's closer.
or,
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. The LSA. The LSA helps us, and it also moves the power band up and down, depending on if it's an NA motor or a blower motor.
Mm-hmm.
But the LSA is what helps us get it so it to sound. That's why we can still make 200 rear wheel horsepower gain, whether it's our stage 3 cam or our stealth cam. Still make good horsepower gains. But still drive nice because it is more duration, more lift. It's still a larger cam than factory. It's just the way that we do the duration, the lift, but then more about the LSA.
Mm-hmm.
You widen it up a little bit, it makes it so you don't hear it. The valve events, you don't hear them so crazy.
Yeah.
That's what makes it idle smooth. But we can still pick up the power, and also the power band, like this thing will make good torque down low. Instead of just being a big cam that makes all the power up top, the stealth cam will make power all the way across the board, which is absolutely sick. That's what, a big vehicle, that's what you want. You want your power curve. Everyone always wants that peak dyno number. Like, I want it to make 750 or I want it to make 800. I'd rather make 20 horsepower less and 20 more across the board than that peak number.
Yeah.
It makes them way faster.
Yeah.
So
this is still good for like a Like for towing, like this would be perfectly
Yeah,
good.
100%. Now again, if you are going to tow with these vehicles, please let us know because we will tune it accordingly for that. Because there's different, depending on what fuel you're running, and as far as timing goes, we will adjust accordingly depending on how much weight you're towing to keep it safe. Especially in these conditions when it's this hot outside, going up a hill, you know, for 3 miles and you're towing another, let's say 10,000 pounds or something crazy. We want to make sure that the timing is right, depending on what part of the RPM band it's at, if you're in tow haul mode or how you're driving it, to make sure it's nice and safe. But all right, well, in this video here, Cadillac guys, if y'all have any questions, as always, please comment below. Go to our website, fill out an inquiry. One of our sales staff will get you taken care of, or yeah, call the shop anytime. Until next time, guys. All good? You like it?
Yeah, this thing moves too.
It's sick, right?
Yeah.
I freaking love these things, dude. They're perfect. I'm brand new. It's got 20, okay. I thought it had 2,000 miles, almost 3,000 miles on the odometer.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's good. Golly. Tell me that's not awesome, dude. It handles so good.